Once again, good afternoon, Intel. It's my honor to take the job as language evaluator. In the very beginning, Kevin invite me to be actually the IE, individual evaluator. But then I guarantee the last minute assignment from him, he actually got the liberty to assign me to do anything, even the last minute. So I was thinking, what was I doing saying yes to him? But here in Toastmasters, we never say no. That's the reason why I'm standing here to share the language evaluation with you. But allow me to be very pushy and very straight here, because I think that's the reason why we all want to gather here. So I want to separate my language evaluation for majorly two parts. First part is my brief suggestion and also recommendation to all the speakers today. First of all, we like to drop the usage of something like that. How many of you have used the phrase like something like that on and off the work, on and off the speech? I'm not saying that's a wrong phrase to use, but in a public speaking level, you make it different from the chit-chat level. So why don't we say etc. Or why don't we say sorts like that? Or like that is not a very good one, like and so on. Yeah, I think it's a better substitution for these colloquial phrases. And then the second one is my suggestion for dropping and, or, but, so. We use that to connect sentences, but it doesn't really appropriate, or it's not a good strategy for you to start your sentence like and, or, but, so, because usually it's a filler words. It counter can also count that as part of the Those kind of the conjunctions weakens the power of your sentences. Is my suggestion. So why don't we just drop them? And then individually, I would like to give you some of my language evaluation. First of all, are the questions of the table topic questions. We mostly make it the conditional sentences. We start the sentence in questions like if. Usually we learn the grammar of conditional sentence saying that we need to use a past tense to reveal something that's not going to happen, or opposite with the truth. But for the questions that the master would like to share with us are actually promising. I mean, that they are a possibility for that to happen. For example, I want to say, if I win $2,000, not just 2,000, 2 million, okay, if I win 2 million lottery, what will you choose to do, or what will you spend money for, to make sure that we're using the language in a positive way, or to reveal that we are a positive group of people, and we Toastmasters are under the positive power here. That's one of my suggestions. So we can mostly make those questions with the present tense versus future to show how positive we are. And for some of the small pieces of language usage, I'm going to share here. First of all, I enjoy the acronym. It's Oreo, and then we can use the term acronym, meaning we take the first letter for each terms and combine them together. So that's a good way to use. Feng shui, speaker. Feng shui. We have a speaker related to feng shui. Oh, okay. So we can share the feng shui. So also part of our social practices. I think. I remember it's like something we do or something I forgot the verb. And we can also say that it's part of our social practices. People believe that. And someone says, I like to see people got the badges and also got the cards or things. But probably we like to make a general term. Those are rewards. The rewards from the authority, the rewards from the directors. And we like to repeat, in my opinion, especially for this part, we say a lot about in my opinion, because grammatically they are okay, but redundancy and also repetition bore people. So why don't you say, personally, I think, as the substitution. Or in my opinion, you can also say, as I believe, as I concern. So these are the good substitutions for repeat, to replace those redundancy. And I heard the speaker saying that I like to do things by my hand. Maybe you want to say it's a hands-on, I learned from hands-on experiences. It's a good, better way to use it. And I would like to invite more synonyms. For example, I heard occupy my time, or cell phone occupy my time, or using the cell phone occupy too much of my time. So you want to get some synonyms like steal my time or take my time away. These are the good changes so that you don't repeat words the whole time throughout just a short period of speaking time. You would like to make it more colorful by using more synonyms. Throw away, I would like to throw the cell phone away. So why don't you say, I need to toss the cell phone away, or to totally ditch it. So we want to use the verbs and bring more images to people's head. In Taiwan Island, that's what I heard, that's a phrase. Wow, we can say island-wide or nationwide. Here in this country, you mentioned Taiwan as an island. And we introduce Lisa. Am I calling your name correctly?
Yeah.
Oh, we invite Lisa as the founder of 大人 Toastmaster Club. 达人 达人 Toastmaster Club. But here in Toastmasters, we talk about chartered. So Lisa is the chartered president or sponsor. Oh, the sponsor.
Yes, sponsor.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Past
mentor.
president.
So we're bringing more of the terms, and then we want to make sure the terms are appropriately used. So here, Lisa is a sponsor of 达人
She's
Toastmasters.
past president.
Past
IPP, the immediate past president.
I thought she's sponsor of Intel, but she's mentor of Intel because they have two roles.
Okay. So once again, let's go back to the main thing here. We have so many different titles here in Toastmasters, we have to admit, but we want to use the terms correctly under different situations. So once again, Lisa is the chartered president of 达人 Toastmaster Club. Correctly?
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, the person who started the club is a chartered member or chartered president. And then when Connie, I remember Connie very correctly that she is your sponsor. Mentor.
The middle and director.
Okay. Right, but I just like to bring up the word chartered. Yeah, we like to use the word. Thank you so much for correct me. Sometimes language evaluator need to correct themselves, and I don't see the cards. Okay, I run out of the time, or
Do you enjoy our evaluation?
oh, really? So I wasn't really quite sure how much time I had. He wasn't even doing the counting. I can see the watch. He wasn't even doing the counting. I will give myself one last minute. Timer, when you introduce the rules, you want to say each of the speakers or each of the assignment takers got 30 seconds leeway. That's a flexible time we grant for each assignment takers. Also, the last part, the last thing I would like to share is a part of the speech. For example, how many of you got a little bit confused? Probably you're not 100% sure for how to use interest, interested, and interesting. We get confused a little bit, or even we know clear rule, but then we just confuse ourselves on stage, because what you can think in your head and also how can you apply that on stage correctly is a totally different thing. Anyway, my last review of that interest is a verb. And then we use interesting for describe something, but people feel interested in some different thing. And then the second word I've got today is success. Success is a noun. So, success. Standing up here talking to people, not feeling nervous is a success. Standing here talking to people, not feeling nervous it is one of the successful achievement I got. Successful is an adjective. And then the last one is succeed. Succeed. I succeed in standing up here talking to people without feeling very nervous. So these are the parts I would like to share with you. I hope I did not go over time. Obviously I do, but